Shalom. I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim, preaching this word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. And peace and salutations to the Akim and the Aqua, the true believers of the hopeful elect. Just coming back in spirit and theme of prophecy. I want to speak about Donald Trump and whether he's Nero. We believe through the spirit, starting with the apostles on down, starting with Apostle Sahar. He was the one who said that Donald Trump is Nero. So I got a news article and a video or two and hit a precept, and the Lord's willingness to be edifying. Yeah, there's a lot of speculation on Donald Trump, but I got a video playing here. See if it'll play.
I don't think we've ever seen this attempted before, but they're saying they're going to try to do it. We'll see whether it works. Again, you tell me if you think it's going to work or not. I do read the comments. I think it's going to be interesting discussion at the very least. On that note, they're going to be ending it July 4th of 2026, right? 4th of July. And that's going to be interesting as well because 2026 is going to be the 150th anniversary of the United States. 250th anniversary of the United States. And Trump says for the 250th anniversary of the United States, he wants like a several-month celebration. Trump is going to have an America celebration for the 250th birthday of our country. And he wants to even bring back like the fairs and stuff where you have all these technological advancements and showing off the accomplishments of America. The World Fair, he wants to bring that back, but like the America Fair, that'll be a big thing happening at that time. And that seems to align as well with the Doge department. They're going to conclude on Independence Day 2026.
So as you heard, he wants to show off the technological advances. Let me bring out this quick preset. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4, and it reads, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book." What book? This Bible. "Even to the time of the end. It says, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." Yeah, and these are those technological advances that Trump is talking about. This is how we know that we're in the end, because knowledge shall be increased. I also got another video that I wanted to play. But before I play it, I looked up on Google and I asked, is America similar to Rome? And this is what it said in the AI overview. It said the United States and the Roman Empire have some similarities, but they are also different in many ways. It says the U.S. government is based in part on the Roman Republic model, but the U.S. is a democracy with checks and balances. Yeah, that's a lie. The Roman Republic was a 500-year period of unrest that led to the rise of the empire. It says economy. The U.S. economy is not dependent on slave labor or colonies like the Roman Empire was. And that's a lie in itself as well. Now it's slave labor. Now we're in wage slavery rather. You get paid for you get paid wages for your labor, but it's still slavery. The children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the children of the Most High. You're not supposed to be working. And it reads, the Roman Empire overspent on wars and its finances became a Ponzi scheme. Military. The Roman Empire's military power waned after centuries of fighting. And America's following his suit. Because Rome spread their army thin. And so does America. America has over 800 army bases in all these countries around the world. So they're spread thin just like Rome was. Political instability. The U.S. has experienced political instability and is often split on major issues. The Roman Empire experienced civil wars and unrest. The U.S. is innovation. The U.S. is innovative in commercializing technologies and is at the forefront of new technologies. Those technology advances that Trump was talking about. Adaptability. The Roman Empire adapted and amended its traditions and systems to respond to the needs of its citizens. Yeah, America doesn't do that. America just has everything has everything imported from China. That's about it. America's a joke. Founding Fathers. The Founding Fathers read Cicero and were concerned about the decline of the Roman Republic and wanted to avoid a similar fate for the U.S. Yeah, they want to avoid a similar fate, but it's inevitable. The Lord wants to destroy this place, so this place is going to go up in smoke. Let me get a quick precept just to prove that. Is the book of Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6, starting at 6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, talking about America, for Babylon, a.k.a. Babylon. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. And you see it's the Lord written in all capital letters. So that lets you know it's talking about the Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh. And his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai. And they are two separate entities. They are not the same person. For this is the time of the Lord Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that have made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Yeah, all of these other nations have drinking the wine of Babylon. You know, its philosophies, such as democracy, the way the economy, the government, even liberating the women. And now these nations are angry because following America's protocol, they've destroyed their nation. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. Here's the point. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Yeah. You can't. There's no fixing Babylon. Babylon's gonna fall just like Rome fell, because contrary to popular belief, Babylon, aka America, is the revival of the Roman Empire. That's why I looked up on Google how they were similar. They have a Senate house just like Rome. They have uh, a bipartisan system just like Rome. Rome had the plebeians and patricians. Now you have the Democrats and Republicans. The plebeians being the Democrats and the patricians being the Republicans. You know, they had a Caesar. You have a president. So the similarities to spitting image. And Trump is Nero. As a matter of fact, I got a news article I'm gonna read. It's called History Cooperative. There's Nero Claudius Drusus Germanicus. Then it talks about Nero. Let me read a little bit of this. I want to skip down. It talks about Nero and how he lived. I want to get to a certain part of it. I'm going to try to put the link in the description box so you can read it for yourself. Oh, let me see. Yeah, here you go. Agrippina, meanwhile, was outraged at such behavior. She was jealous of act and deplored her son's Greek taste for the arts. But when news reached Nero of what angry gossip she was spreading about him, he became enraged and hostile toward his mother. The turning point came largely through Nero's inherent lust and lack of self-control, for he took as his mistress the beautiful Poppaea Sabina. She was the wife of his partner in frequent exploits, Marcus Salvius Otho. In 58 AD, Otho was dispatched to be governor of Lusitania, no doubt to move him out of the way. Agrippina, presumably seeing the departure of Nero's apparent friend as an opportunity to reassert herself, sided with Nero's wife, Octavia, who naturally opposed her husband's affair with Poppaea Sabina. Says Nero angrily responded, according to the historian Suetonius, with various attempts on his mother's life, 3 of which were by poison, and 1 by rigging the ceiling over her bed to collapse while she would lay in bed. There, this guy sounds sick. Thereafter, even a collapsible boat was built, which was meant to sink in the Bay of Naples, but the plot only succeeded in sinking the boat as Agrippina managed to swim ashore. Exasperated, Nero sent an assassin who clubbed and stabbed her to death. 59 AD. Says Nero reported to the Senate that his mother had plotted to have him killed, forcing him to act first. The Senate didn't appear to regret her removal at all. There had never been much love lost by the senators for Agrippina. Yeah, this is crazy. This is further proof that America is the revival of the Roman Empire. Matter of fact, before I continue, let me get a quick preset. There's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 3. Actually, I start at 1. It says, the beast from the sea. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the 7 heads and 10 horns represent the Edomite nations that were in rulership. I believe you had the Romans, the Greeks, the Spanish, the French, Germanian Major, Germanian Minor, and the British. I believe those are the 7. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Skip down to verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. That's talking about the Roman Empire. That was I believe that was when Jake got into power. His deadly wound was it was wounded to death. So Jake ruled during the Dark Ages. Jake ruled for 1,000 years. I believe it was like roughly like from 325, from like 325 AD to the mid 1400s. It says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Yeah, how is his deadly wound healed? The deadly wound of the Romans was healed. Talking about the Renaissance. You know, you look up the word Renaissance, it means rebirth. It was rebirth of what? The rebirth of the Greco-Roman Empire. That's where that deadly wound was healed. Skip down to the 11th verse, and it says, and I beheld and it reads, the beast from the earth. This is the revival of that beast that you read about in the 3rd verse. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and the 2 horns represent the bipartisan system. Like I said, the plebeians and the patricians, which you would know today now as the Democrats and the Republicans. It's 2 wings on the same hateful, decrepit, demonic bird. You know? And it said, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Yeah, he spake as a dragon because of his draconian laws. You're going to see when Trump gets into office. He's already talking about deporting the migrants and deporting the Hispanics, deporting basically Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He's talking about deporting y'all. And he's already moving, shaking and grooving, moving. He's already shaking, grooving, and moving, shaking, baking, grooving, and moving. And he's not even in office yet. So you're gonna see when he gets in the office, it's gonna be Jacob's trouble like never before. Like it says in the book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, Daniel's the 12th chapter, the 1st verse. It's gonna be a time like there was never seen before. So much so, the archangel Michael was gonna have to step in on our behalf. But only the elect are going to be saved out of this trying time. Slovakia. Matter of fact, let me get another precept in the Apocrypha. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 8, verse 14. It says, yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Yeah, because like ancient customs, you would have a king that sat on the throne. But in this rulership, the Greeks and the Romans, they wore they wore they didn't wear purple, and they didn't wear a crown. They just had men set up to rule over the nation. Verse 15. Moreover, how they made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat and counseled daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered. You see? Just like how they have in America. When you look up to the Roman Senate House, you look up American Senate House, they're similar. They're almost identical. You know, they have the round seats. They sit in a circular position. You know, that commemorates sun worship. It's demonic. Verse 16. And that they committed their government to one man every year, like a president, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation amongst them. Yeah, so America follows this same tradition to this day. Only instead of every year, it's every 4 years. Getting back to the article, it says Nero celebrated by staging yet wilder orgies and by creating 2 new festivals of chariot racing and athletics. He also staged musical contests, which gave him further chance to demonstrate in public his talent for singing while accompanying himself on the lyre. And I believe that's a like a guitar type instrument. I believe that's what it is. I could be wrong. But you see, Trump wants to have a 7-month celebration for America in 2026 on July 4th. And you best believe, they're not going to say it, but you best believe that they're going to do it just like how Nero did back then, having those wilder orgies. They're not going to say it, but they follow the customs of Rome and Greece. And that's what the Grecians and the Romans were into. They were into wild sex orgies. A lot of abominable, demonic things. And you got Jake that follow that to this day. That's why 2/3 of Jake going to be destroyed for following the way of the oppressor and choosing his ways when it tells you not to do that. It says, in an age when actors and performers were seen as something unsavory, it was a moral outrage to have an emperor performing on stage. Worse still, Nero being the emperor, no one was allowed to leave the auditorium while he was performing, for whatever reason. The historian Suetonius writes of women giving birth during a Nero recital, and of men who pretended to die and were carried out. Which means this guy was horrible. He sucked. And that sounds about right. Because Edomite don't got no flavor no way. That's all I'm going to read on that. Let me see. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna play this video and then this will be the lesson.
while Rome burned. Trump golfs.
There's more proof that Trump is Nero. Got this video from the brother from Vegas.
That is correct.
Through some investigation by Praetorian inquisitors, my mother and my brother were revealed to be conspirators. But mother dear, no longer here, this must have been remember her. I am the very model of an ancient Roman emperor.
He fiddles while the city runs, he rules with their tyrannical. He's lazy, brutish, and your will, he thinks that he's infallible. Santa small, he steals some gold, he's writing ungrammatical. He's making Roma great again, romantic and fantastical. He's godless and irascible, tragic and practical. Maniacal and radical, positions problematical. His endless golf sabbatical, his fits are unsympathical. We're still talking about Nero, right? He's a narcissist, a petulant, unscrupulous embezzler. He is the very model of an ancient Roman emperor.
As you see in the picture, they got Trump right next to the sculpture of Nero, spitting image. Edomite kingdom, Greece. You got Edomite kingdoms. You got Mount Seir over there in Petra, by Petra, over there in the land of Edom. Then you got Greece, you got Rome, you got France, Spain, Germany, Russia, Great Britain, and the United States. They all build with the Roman pillars, them Greco-Roman pillars. So there's nothing new under the sun.
His aspirin.
I'm doing this for the cover of Time Magazine. I love Time Magazine. What you will do for a cover, this bird is seriously dangerous but beautiful.
I got this video from brother from Vegas, the elder from Vegas. GMS Vegas sit downs 144K. That's a good book to get. The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites by William Beeston. So as you can see, Trump is Nero. You know, Lord's willing, you was edified. Till next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.